back to Flat Out. As you can see, we gave the car a nice clean. It was getting quite a bit dirty, but you know, we've had a bit of rain here on and off, and so I thought I'd wait just until it's sort of nice and sunny like now to give it a good clean. So I've got a big announcement for content and future channel uploads that will be coming up. But before we get to that, I think what we're going to do in today's video is do a buyer's guide for one of these cars. Now, this isn't a full like informational video and every single option, spec or anything like that. It's just a little general bit of knowledge when it comes to these cars that you should definitely look out for when you're picking the best Shelby for you. Now, I can't stretch this enough, but before you buy one of these cars, it's important to do your own research and see what you want in a car. Like at the end of the day, there are quite a few variations of these. Depending on what you're going to use it for, you should definitely see what options fit you the best. And I'm also going to say, I'm no expert in Shelbys. You know, I don't know everything there is to know. I don't know production numbers or anything like that. And there's definitely some hardcore people out there that know literally every one of those stats and figures. I'm not one of those. I'm just giving you what I know about one of these cars, and hopefully it will help you make a decision for your next car. Now let's start with one of the main things of this car, the engine. There we go. Now every Shelby GT350 and GT350R come with this same engine. It is a 5.2 liter naturally aspirated flat plane crank V8, and all of them have 526 horsepower. Now the only difference between these and later years, so let me explain. There's a Gen 1 and a Gen 2 version of this engine. Now the Gen 2 fixed a few issues like the high oil consumption and a few other things by, I think they changed pistons and rings and a few other things like that. But again, you know, I have a Gen 1 and I haven't experienced that many issues with this engine. So when it comes to these engines, if you look at the history of the car, you want to make sure it's been serviced regularly, especially oil changes, because these cars eat oil. And mine particularly doesn't eat that much oil, but I know some people that have to check oil basically weekly to make sure it's not too low. Now, besides the engine, all the cars also come standard with a Tremec 6-speed manual box. Now, they look a little different to mine because mine has a short shifter. So usually you have a little linkage here and it'll be a bit higher up. Another option on these cars is the Recaro bucket seats. Now, obviously my car has this option, but you can also get the comfort seats, which are basically like a Mustang GT's leather seats, but they have suede down in the middle of them. And now that's definitely an option you should look at buying one of these cars, because it's one of the few options you can actually change. And sort of if you want AC and heated seats, or cooling and heated seats, you would want the comfort seats. Or if you want to get a bit more track time, you would want the Recaro buckets. Now, I'm not 100% certain, but I think you can only get the Recaro buckets on a track pack spec'd GT350. And that brings me to the next thing about one of these cars is there's actually only really two options you can get for these cars. And by options, I mean packages. So you can either get the track package, which has extra coolers and things like that, magnetic ride suspension, and a few other things like that. And then there's the technology package. Now, the technology package has the bigger screen, the touch screen that has, you know, navigation and everything like that. Otherwise, you just get the smaller, I don't know the size, but a smaller screen that doesn't have quite as many features. Now, depending what you're looking for, I would recommend a 2017 and up GT350, because now on the 2016s, you could only get either the tech package or the track package. You couldn't have both. But in 2017, you could have the track package and the tech package, which was something I was looking for, and that is what my car is. I have both the technology and track package. So now obviously that goes down to the track package has all the extra coolers and everything for more track use, and the technology package obviously has the nice screen inside with navigation and everything like that. If you can do without the navigation and the bigger screen, or you know what, here's a bit of advice, you can just buy one online and switch it out, which would also be a great option. Or, you know, for the track package, if you don't plan to do much track work, there's not really a need to have the track package. Personally, I would say get the track package and just put the infotainment system in if you don't want to get a 2017 and newer. Now, that's just for the standard GT350s. The GT350Rs come with, navigation, the big screen, and the track package. Sorry, I also forgot to mention the track package has MagneRide on the standard GT350s, which is also a nice thing to have. And I think it's standard on all track package GT350s for the Canadian spec. It might be different in the US, but I'm assuming it's the same. Now, a key difference between the R and the standard GT350. So one is the carbon fiber rims. That is a big difference between this car and the GT350R. And the next thing, it's also resonator deletes. The GT350R has resonator deletes and honestly sounds better. This is still quite loud and sounds amazing, but those resonator deletes really wake them up. In fact, it's a very common modification to do to your standard GT350. I think Corsa actually has one of the best sounding resonator deletes. Now, personally, would I recommend, that you need the Gen 2 Voodoo motor? No, honestly, knock on wood, mine's been pretty reliable. Honestly, I've had no engine issues at all. I've owned the car for about a year and a half. I'm actually closer to 2 years, 2 years and about 3-4 months. But overall, the car, has been extremely reliable for me. I start it and use it every day. It's my daily, and I've had really no issues with this car. Also, now this isn't GT350 related, this is just, a general buyer's guide. But what is the car's purpose for you, and what are the competitors, at least, that you are considering buying? Obviously for me, I considered an R35 GTR, and I also considered a Hellcat. Both of them great cars, both of them serve quite different purposes, and both are very different driving experiences. So you need to definitely go test drive the vehicles you are considering buying and seeing what is the best fit for you. What do you enjoy driving more? What do you like the feel of? Now, I'm definitely going to say I don't think there's a bad choice when it comes to a GT350. Honestly, as long as you keep up with the maintenance and everything, the car should be pretty damn reliable and you are going to love it. Honestly, any of these cars are amazing, and if it's in good shape, you do your Carfax, you do your research, you make sure servicing and maintenance was done on the car, it's probably going to be a good buy. Now I'm going to end off this video by saying I'm actually going away. I'm actually going to Africa, specifically South Africa and Zimbabwe, for about 5 weeks. I'm going to go visit my father and, basically just go home. It's been about 4 years since I've been back. So really looking forward to that, and I'm hoping to make some cool content within Africa. And that's going to be a content on just sort of riding around on a dirt bike, looking around, and just sort of giving everyone a bit of a lens to see what's, where I'm from, what Zimbabwe is like, and at least, what it's like in the place I grew up. And those should be a bit more vlog style videos, and I guess a bit more travel. But if those don't, really interest you, I will resume the GT350 content, once I'm back after the 5 weeks. And if you have any particular questions, at least on my specific GT350, throw out a comment, I'll happily reply. I basically go off of YouTube for a few days, and then I just reply to a bunch of comments. So, give me time, but I will reply to you. And on that note, please like, comment, and subscribe for more. Thank you.